All right. Well, shall we hop back in here and
Yes.
deal with the tale of two bosses? So back in the cellar, there's a gun, there's a new face, there's a conversation. Talia looks over to both of you, Mike holding the boy. I assume that is Hans Bexley.
It is.
So you say William is trapped inside. She kind of looks towards Shin. How is it that you are going to be able to save him? Kind of looks to you, kind of to back him up. I,
He can
I
find his way around the labyrinth better than anyone else can, and he's faster than anyone except, perhaps, William.
see. Hmm. So you have the path within your mind. Kind of nods, looks specifically towards you, Blanche, kind of with a hesitation of, I think I know what's coming. She takes her
Mm-hmm.
pistol and puts it in her holster, and as she does, you both notice she has a large knife kind of on her back hip. It has a dark kind of almost a moonstone kind of a hilt on it, and she goes and walks towards him and kind of grasps him by the face.
I would have gotten in her way. I'm not gonna let
Okay,
her
you go
get
to.
anywhere near him physically.
So as now both you and Mike kind of stand between her, she looks and she kind of puts her hands in front of her, kind of grasp her fingers. Why are you so determined to save this one? What has he done for you?
We're alive because of him. He got us out when my attempts to make sure that we had a clear path out were sabotaged. And she'll sort of pull out the end of the string, or, motion to the string hanging from the door. It was cut. He knew how to get us out.
Hmm. Tell me, is he the only one to have gotten out of this trap?
I don't know.
I'll kind of stand sideways and look at Shin.
Sorry, what was that?
Basically, I'm going to turn sideways and kind of look to Shin, like giving him the option to answer.
I've heard of one other that escaped. His mind's gone crazy though. He lives under the docks. I think they call him Tough. I don't know. Look, lady, I can go back and get your friend. I don't know who you are. Again, I'm just trying to right some wrongs. We had a business agreement. I'm happy to, well, write you in as well. Kind of, again, looks back to both of you to see, would that work? You seem to know her better than I do.
And I don't know her at all, but I think we should let him go and get William. Part of the original agreement.
Very well. We'll be back soon. You two, we only have a moment before my backup returns. Apparently you made a bit of a bloody mess out there. Can't find the bodies, though. Good work on that. Someone's been causing a bunch of gunshots in the area. In fact, there was rumor that the entire building was on fire, so you certainly all have been doing something. But if we're gonna leave, time is now. Shin kind of looks to both of you. I will get your friend, but remember our agreement.
I remember.
He kind of goes and stands his hand up against the doorway, takes a deep breath, and enter. Talia looks back to you two. All right, shall we? She ushers towards the door.
And what happens to them when they come back out?
I'll handle it, as I handle all the
Okay,
messes you all
thanks.
seem to make for me.
All due respect, I don't know you. You say you are Ham. And
You have no
a
reason
badge.
to know me, Blanche Astor. You and your brother Elijah, up in your fancy house, you can put on as many faces as you'd like. There are many things you do not know about the order that you serve. All you need to know is that you take your directions from me. Those letters you receive, they are from my pen. The fact that I'm having to be out of my office to be more respectful of your cases is a bit concerning. But after the collapse and disaster that is known as Emerald Lake, there are those that wish to keep a closer eye. So, as I said, let me deal with it.
You two go. I can wait. I can get out of here on my own.
Do you think I'm giving you options here, girl?
I wasn't asking for your permission. I made a promise.
Child, why is it that you work for us?
I want information, but not at the potential cost of someone's life.
You think that life will not be cost while you're working? Ask your friend here, this big one, how many lives he cost.
832.
And that was just in one small glimpse of a moment, was it not, Mike?
Beautiful moment.
A mere second. If you cannot stand
one and a half.
If you cannot stand the death of one, two, you will not last in this order. Not at all.
Think I'll take my chances.
You wish to disobey? That is fine. Just know, there will be repercussions. She goes and she opens the door to step through. Are you coming? She looks to Mike.
Go. I can get myself out of
Mike does not move.
She sighs. Very well. Suit yourselves. Closes the door. You hear footsteps kind of starting to slosh in the mud. She walks away.
Going to reach over and lock the door.
Okay.
That was dumb. You should have gone.
I'll set the kid against a wall gently.
As you do, there's a very light kind of gasp, but he still remains asleep, breathing still steady. Back in the halls, you've just punched the boss right in the groin. He's been able to kick you away from him. and takes a step back and begins to breathe heavily. As he does, the smoke kind of pours inside his mouth and comes out of his nose just like a bull in the comics. With each breath, you can see his strength begin to regain a bit more. All right, then. It seems you want to hit below the belt? Very well. He reaches back into his pocket, the same pocket you've seen him go into before. He brings out 2 of these orbs, and he goes to slam them in front of him. As he does, this dark gray smoke begins to fill the area between you and him. He takes one more deep breath, and then he slams his foot on the ground with as much force as he had before. You feel the ground beneath you begin to tremble as if it's about to give way. The smoke, you can tell it's beginning to choke you, is just out of grasp between you and him. What do you want to do, William?
This dude's a cheater. He doesn't even have any pockets.
He does. He's still wearing
He has
pants.
pockets?
He's still wearing pants. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I didn't want to have to punch naked balls.
No,
But I would totally made that
but
sacrifice.
You were totally going to.
Well, I already did. I totally made that sacrifice for the group.
Guess it was all for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're alive, aren't you? So, booyah.
How about you just bite down?
Oh dear God. Focus, guys.
Focus! Well, I have to assume everybody made it out safe, so it's just me and him in here. So, let's, alright. I'm gonna run at him and, try to slap the handcuffs on him.
Okay. Go ahead and face danger as the ground is shaky and the smoke is thick.
Super speed, indomitable, and let's see. Predict a foe's next move. Maybe I can kind of see the way he's moving and.
Yeah, right now it's tough to see a lot, so you're definitely using your senses beyond sight.
Yeah. And that's face danger?
Mm-hmm.
Well.
All right. So you're able to get up past the smoke and the shaky floor, but as you do, you feel your ankle turn in just the wrong way, and you take a twisted ankle 1 status, so you kind of hobble out of the smoke. He sees you once more time. You don't want the drugs, then. Very well. Turns and once again begins to run away from you.
I didn't get the handcuffs on him?
No, that was you just getting to him. You have a moment to try, but based off of your other attempts, attempting to restrain him may not be a possibility. You can definitely try to, though.
Okay, well, I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna slap 1 handcuff on him and 1 on me.
Okay, I'm gonna say that is a. Yeah, let's take the risk.
So we're just gonna use the same 3 tags there.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Here we go for a take the risk.
So he begins to run away. So you're able to get a hold of him, but he is now beginning to run away from you with his arm kind of hanging back behind and you being dragged along the ground. As he runs, he comes to a stop. You have returned. All right. Let me deal with this one first. You feel him reach around to grab the handcuffs and lift you up to swing you into the wall. What do you want to do?
Let me see what I got. Do 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 do. So I'm just going to when he goes to swing me into the wall, I'm just gonna, kind of spring off of it instead, and then just kind of try to launch behind him and yank him around in a circle.
Okay, yeah. Sounds good. Let's go toe to toe.
Super speed. I rely a lot on my speed. Good thing I'm not Phazon, who doesn't have any speed.
Asshole.
Indomitable, Ultimate Fighter and predict the foe's next move.
I mean, technically he has speed right now. He has Hermes shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Go toe to toe. Yeah.
Thank you for making me feel
Okay.
better.
I made those.
So you can either use the momentum to kind of control him a bit, but that would cause you to take some damage. You could avoid him simply by bouncing off the wall and stopping him from hitting you into the wall, but you don't necessarily control the situation. He still kind of controls it. Or you can take the status while inflicting your own status on top of it. So do you want to achieve him by just simply he kind of spinning around, but he still has control? Do you want to hurt him, in which case he'll try to hurt you? Or do you want to avoid being hurt and allowing him to have control?
I'll take the status and give him one.
Okay. So as he goes to swing you into the wall, you're going to take a tier 2 stabbed status, as the wall is very sharp and pointy. You have what statuses right now?
I've got burnt hands and twisted ankle and stabbed.
Oh boy, you have quite a few. Let's take a look. I have a feeling some of those might combine a bit.
I just realized I spelled ankle wrong.
Let me take a look at your sheet, Mr. William.
Maybe I didn't. I think I did, but I don't care.
So twisted ankle. That's not how you spell ankle, but that's okay. That's
Yeah, I know.
more for moment. Yeah, I think stabbed and burnt hands kind of go together, so that would actually be a tier 3 injured. You can remove the stabbed, and then with this one, a tier 2, you'll basically be at a tier 3 with 2 of the pips into 4 of bleeding. And I hear a thing.
Wait, so injured is a...
Yep. So that's your status.
Is a tier 4?
No, it's a tier 3 with 2 pips towards 4.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. And then what status are you inflicting on him? It's tier 3. Like you trying to pop his arm out of the
Yeah,
socket?
we'll go with a tier 3 dislocated arm there.
Okay. Sounds good. So that's definitely gonna add on top of his.
So he
That
should
would
be slow as shit. He's got really sore balls and a dislocated shoulder.
So one thing that as he took that deep breath, he was actually able to restore some of his strength. So he's currently at a tier 3 injured status from both of those.
Oh, that's lame.
Welcome to fighting bosses.
Hey, I'm doing just fine.
If you want to see, that's his special move. Yeah, so at the end of the hallway, as you kind of come and collapse off the side of the wall, you see Shin Lim at the end, and he looks bloody and beat. He sees this happen, and he begins charging down. He leaps up the wall, and he comes down to just kick the boss right in the chest. You have a moment to attempt to help him or stop him. What would you like to do?
I'll help him. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So you're on the ground. You can tell like the Abraham, his arm looks a bit more stretched than it was. His focus seems to be on you. But yeah, what would you like to do? How would you help Shen in this situation?
I'm gonna take and I'm gonna wrap my legs around my arm and the handcuffs and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna put my feet on his side and yank.
Okay. So what we'll do here.
I'll pull
Yeah, I
on
think
his
what
arm
we'll do
while
is
holding him in place.
we'll take the risk to see if you just pull him in the right direction that it's not going to make Shin miss.
All right. So we'll do martial arts and ultimate fighter and can I use the story tag handcuffs and keys? Since he's
Sure. Yeah,
technically
you have
handcuffed
more
to him,
like
and I can-
control over him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll also use. Can I use Katana Whirlwind Attack? I hardly ever use that, but I'm basically
Um,
doing a Whirlwind Attack. Well, words.
Sure. Yeah. Oh.
I hardly ever have a katana. Oh!
I know, you gotta find one of those.
I know. And that's a.
That is a take the risk to see if you move him without moving him out of the way. Okay. With the power of 4.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
you twist his arm, he kind of leans his chest forward, reacting to the pain, and he looks up as Shen just completely boots him in the chest, knocking him down to the ground. Shin kind of stands off to the other side. The boss is now laying there, dazed, not dead, looking kind of up, breathing a bit more shallow. Shin kind of looks. Your friends are out. They want you out as well. There's a crazy bitch out there with a gun, though. I think it might be time to leave.
Oh, sure thing. Strange guy that tried to kill me. We're out of here. And I'll uncuff myself because I have the key because I took it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go with him.
As you begin to make your way, trying to go as fast as you can with your twisted ankle, you look behind. The boss reaches over and touches the wall, and as he does, the wall, like a curtain, begins to twist between you and him, and as it closes, you just hear one long sigh. Within a couple minutes, and then brings you to a hallway. He stands looking towards the wall. It looks just like any other wall. He kind of points, all right, we are here. Be careful. She might still be out there. And he
That's a wall.
He takes a step into the wall, and you see the wall kind of like water kind of moves a bit. And he takes a step through.
Which?
In the room, Shunlim reappears, looking to both of you, kind of, good, she's not here anymore. You should be right back. He kind of looks back to make sure William is coming.
Yep, I'll go through the door, or the wall, or whatever.
Kind of looks. Is she still here? I don't think she wants me around.
You alright?
So I'm just gonna slump to the floor.
Taking a look over him, you can see that there's blood dripping through his white shirt. His ankle is swollen around the around the ankle itself, a bit dark blue. He definitely seems short of breath.
I kicked his ass. Oh, ow.
Oh, well.
I don't know.
You'll just have to give her a second. Her Discord's dropping.
Oh no! Oh no! Hey, there's a chicken sandwich in here.
Nice.
Oh, classic
I
spring.
I forgot I put my McChicken in the fridge. Ah!
Hi.
Hey.
Is it
Hello.
working? I am so sorry.
No, you're fine. Don't worry. This happens. Yeah.
I dropped to
Eh.
like 70, and then like I couldn't hear anything, so I had to completely close it and reopen.
It happens
Luckily,
all
I'm
the time.
able to edit around these fairly easily, so it's no
So
problem.
sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, as William enters back into the room, he kind of slumps to the ground. His back, there's blood kind of starting to curl around his body into his white shirt. His ankle seems to be swollen a bit, bruised, but he's still alive. Shin kind of looks. Is it clear to go outside? I think we better get out of this area as quickly as we can.
I will check. I want to move over to the door, take a deep breath, make a face that looks very uncomfortable and a little disgusted with what I'm about to do, and turn into a mouse.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. What did we say this was gonna be? Yeah, I think it's a change the game.
Mm-hmm.
Polymorphism.
Done it better without having to turn into a mouse. Just saying.
Yeah, but I can get out, actually look around, and then come back.
Yeah, so can I. Have
So I'm
fun as a
going
mouse,
for
though.
I could have just
shape-
went outside. I don't know what the problem is.
a shape for all occasions, patience and cunning, because she's trying to trick people. And I'm thinking blood is thicker because she's trying to get this kid back to his family.
Okay.
Can you
and I-
spell her name for me? Stilts, the leader lady.
Thalia, Thalia, Justice.
Thank you.
Spelled with 2 C's.
Indeed.
And I think after
Or
everything that
not.
happened earlier, I want to put prone to self-doubt as a weakness tag
Okay,
because she's not sure how she feels about Thalia.
that sounds good.
Yeah. An order handler, just what we need. We have 2 of them now. Cool.
And they're both women.
And they're both children.
Not quite.
Be a mouse.
Well, everybody's a child compared to William.
That is true. You're all my children. You're the world's children, and I will teach you all.
Whoa.
So
Oh, okay, Adam, slow down.
mild success.
So yeah, you
Wild.
still have a tier 2. So you can give yourself a tier 2 disguised status. Or I guess it would be a tier 3 disguised status with that +1. So you are a mouse.
Squeak, squeak. Oh, got a mouse!
All right, so I'm gonna squeeze under the door and
Makes me kind of hungry.
and go explore the alleyway and such a little bit. Make sure that there's nobody around.
Because I found out
So as
recently that
you-
rats
No,
aren't
that was
that
a
bad.
rat spin.
Nice.
As you make your way into the alley, you take a moment. You see that there's a few additional wagons at the far end towards the street. On the corner, you can see there's 2 constables standing there, and past them, you can see there's Thalia having a conversation. She keeps pointing back towards the door. So you could definitely see that there's 3 constables towards the far side. Towards the river itself, it seems to be clear. You don't see anybody moving around there.
Okay. Is there somewhere outside where I can duck in out of sight of the people at the constables and such?
Your best bet would be to go into the warehouse that's across the alley.
Don't go in there.
Either that or you can duck around the backside of the building into the shed.
Don't go in there.
Don't go anywhere. Just come back.
I may have made big messes in both places, so have fun.
I'm gonna go into the shed.
Okay. Tell me a bit about Blanche and death. Dead bodies, gore, that kind of stuff.
Well, Blanche saw both of her parents waste away and die slowly, so I'm not sure how. I think the blood would probably bother her a little bit, but I don't think it would be the death that would.
There's a lot of blood.
So you,
Sorry
Does
about
that make
that.
No, there's less blood in that one.
yeah, no, there's not as much blood in here. You walk into a room where there's a body that the head is missing, and there's another one that is in 2 pieces. Guts still hanging out, still dripping. And because you're a mouse, it all smells very much like iron and bile and disgust. It's been sitting in here. The rain has begun to kind of, bring humidity. It's a bit of a shocking reveal as you enter into this room.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna drop mouse form now.
Okay.
So I'm a normal person inside of here. And I want to try to create another illusion around the alley similar to what I created earlier so that we can move through without being seen.
Okay. So we'll have you, basically that'll be dropping the disguise, and then have you change the game once more to create an additional illusion ability.
Yes. So this is cast spells, patient cunning, weakness tag, technology, and magic don't mix. This is 4. And see beyond the mist.
Okay.
Because she's forming an illusion out of it, so. Nope.
All right.
Ouch.
Oh, no.
Technology and magic don't mix. Let me take a look here.
Oh no. This is
So we've got all kinds of things that are about to happen. The shed blows up.
So
you know.
what kind of illusion were you going to do?
I was really just trying to make it look like it looks right now, where there's nobody in it.
Okay.
But I just wanted that to be like a stable illusion that we could move.
Okay. So this is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is what happens, and in a way, you get what you want, but you don't get what you want. The moment that you cast this spell, you hear a loud crash.
Uh-oh.
And after a moment, you start to hear screams coming from the factory back behind you. They don't sound like adult screams. These are the screams of children.
Oh, what have you done? The children.
Those of you in the cellar hear a massive crash as well. The ground actually shakes, and you all hear the same thing, the sound of 5 or 6 voices crying out in pain and agony.
Oh no.
The kids!
I'm gonna poke my head out of the door.
As you poke your head out of the door and kind of walk to the corner, you see that everything has moved towards the front of the factory, and out of the front of the factory, there's about 10 or 15 adults that begin to come out. And after the 6th or 7th, there's a couple small children. They look like boys, all wearing overalls and hat, very, very dirty and ashy. And they become coming out as well. And then after that, you see an adult carrying a body. And then you see another carrying another body. And the factory begins to come clear. You begin to hear the bells of the fire department making its way down the street. You all in the cellar again hear commotion going on outside. Do you stay in the cellar or do you go out?
I'm going out. I hear children hurt. No. The kids.
As you walk out, you see a crowd beginning to form at the front of the factory. All attention is pulled there. No one is even noticing the four of you kind of making your way in the alley. There's a group of individuals that are all standing around. And as the camera begins to turn from where you all are staring, it begins to make its way down the alley and pull up above the crowd. Laying in the middle of the crowd are 4 boys between the ages of 6, maybe 10, small boys. 2 of them quite bloody. The other 2 fairly decently burnt. The men that surround them are panicked. And another gentleman walks out of the door. He's in a finer suit. He looks to be a bit more well-dressed. He looks down and you hear him say, "What has happened?" One of the male workers says, "There was a fault in one of the furnaces. We had sent the lot in to do repair, but out of nowhere the gear just slipped. It just slipped and it fell on top of them. I don't know what happened, boss. I don't know what happened." And with that, the screen goes dark. Credits begin to roll.
What have you done?
And you all seem to be able to get away from the factory unscathed. And that is where we will end tonight's session. So yes, that's where we'll wrap it up tonight. Thank you guys all for playing. We'll go ahead and wrap up the video here, and then we can discuss a little bit further in a moment. So anybody out there, if you have any interest in joining this chaos or anything like that, feel free to check out the Discord link. And we will all catch you again next week.
We also have other games.